Welcome in, OneReson. How long have you been on Twitch? Why don't you start with that? How long have you been on Twitch? How did you get started on Twitch as a streamer?
As a streamer,
Well, even just get
will be.
connected to begin with, and then as a streamer.
Oh well, I came over with everybody else in 2020 with the mass exodus from Instagram Live and Facebook Live and all that stuff. So we came over. Well, I came over. I was listening to a DJ over there on Instagram Live one day, and he kept getting cut off because of the copyrights
Right.
and things like that. So he was like, "If we get cut off one more time, I'm not coming back on. Download this app, Twitch, and follow me over there." And I came over. It was like going from waiting on the line outside
Oh yeah.
for hours to getting straight in VIP service. You got
Oh
the
man.
special
Yeah.
section. That's how it felt. It went from going from the basement to the penthouse. The chat was so much nicer. They had emotes. I was like,
Oh yeah. Oh
man,
yeah.
I'm never
I
going
love
back to
I love
Instagram.
the emotes in the chat. It's so
Yeah,
much
that's what
fun.
got me. That's really what. Yeah, they're the best. I'm so glad that affiliates have animated emotes now, because for a while that was just for the partners. But
Yeah.
yeah. So I was just listening, going from DJ to DJ, and for a while I was like, oh, I want to do this too, because I was streaming a little on Facebook and Instagram and stuff like that, just playing some gospel music, and same thing, getting cut off, but it seemed like it was like really fast. So I stopped early on in the pandemic. But then there was a DJ. He goes by I know DJ LV
Okay.
here on Twitch, and he did a Sunday morning uh, brunch, is what it was called. So it was gospel and inspirational music, and it was the same people that was in every other stream that I was in, partying all day, all night. And I was like, okay, so they do want the gospel. So that gave me the I want to say inspiration as well, but it gave me the confirmation to bring my radio show over to Twitch. And yeah, I've been doing it for going on 5 years. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I can say you've been on as long as I've been on. You were one of the first people that I got connected with and introduced to early on, and when I was streaming or when I was watching before I was streaming. You were one of the people that Ukulele for Worship was often rating, and
Yeah, she's
go
lovely.
there for a while and just hang out listening to gospel music. So so you're talking about watching a lot of DJs and
Hmm.
doing some what is your setup, or as far as getting into doing DJ? Was it just like you loved watching it, so you decided to do it? What kind of was your background leading into doing that kind of style of leading people in worship?
As far as DJ going, that's something that growing up in the 80s, being
Yep.
in New York, we're the mecca of hip hop. So I was into the entire culture of hip hop. So that was from breakdancing to rapping to doing a little graffiti here and there. And there was a DJ that lived on the floor above me, and he was a house DJ down in the village.
Okay. Yeah.
So I used to sit in his living room and just watch him work. Um, I always wanted to learn how to do it. And he wouldn't let me touch any piece of equipment, but he would let me hold a notebook and a stopwatch with a pen and just count the BPMs to all his records.
Okay.
And the only time I could touch him was to write the BPM on the label with a Sharpie and put it neatly and safely back into the sleeve. So for a while, that was all I could do. And then he let me touch something, and it was like, oh, okay. Taught me how to match beats, do some back and forths, blends, transitions, stuff like that. So, but I wasn't really into it, but I love music. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So, um, yeah, I was doing some radio stuff in college, and I just love gospel music. So when I decided to do a show, that's what I wanted to play because that's what I wanted to hear.
Right.
And we had so many DJs, everybody playing everything else. You know what I mean? We had like 5 hip hop DJs, about 4 R&B DJs. We had 3 rock DJs. So it was like people doing everything. So um, I was doing gospel music in City College on the student station and on the community radio,
Okay.
Harlem Community Radio. So I was doing this show and I called it the Midday Gospel Takeover.
Okay.
I was on from 11 to 1. So right in the middle of the day. I thought it was good. And yeah, I was doing that for a while. In my church, I helped with the sound, doing the boards there. So that was kind of my in to the actual community radio because I was like, I know how to work boards. I have done board work at a Lehman College radio station, and I did some producing,
Oh,
so
okay.
to speak.
Yeah.
So like a little sound engineering in a recording studio, touching the boards and things like that. So I was like, yo, I could do this. So I started off working the boards, and then they let me get a slot. So also I was doing like different gospel brunches at my church and just doing stuff like that, just playing music whenever I could play music. But DJing wasn't really my thing. So I tell people I'm not a DJ, but I play music. I do DJ things. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. That's kind of like, okay, I'm on Twitch. I'm not a gamer. I mean, I do gaming, but I'm not really a gamer. I'm not.
I play
I
games.
play
I'm not a
games.
gamer.
I'm not a gamer. No.
Right, because there is a
Oh,
difference,
there is a difference.
and I respect the culture too much to be like, I'm a DJ and I'm not really
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
DJ. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I totally get that. And boy, when you're talking about doing the beats per minute and the mixing and all of that stuff, man, I do remember seeing the old school setups with the multiple, records, and you're setting up over here and you're looping that one over there.
Yeah.
I always found that fascinating. I never, jumped in and did it, but I do have at least one friend from high school that was into it back in high school that I see him post every once in a while that he's still DJing.
Mhm.
I don't know what his equipment is anymore, but that's kind of interesting how you can hang on to something and then culturally it kind of shifts and changes and goes away, but there's still a place for it as it changes, evolves, becomes something different than it was to begin with. What was so you said gospel was the thing that you were most into. I've not heard a lot of sampling of people doing gospel. Are there a couple of artists that do a lot of like gospel sampling where you're mixing a bunch of stuff? Because most gospel that I hear is just straightforward. Here's the gospel song.
Yes, there are.
Okay.
It's been a shift in the way some DJs play gospel music, especially like the younger DJs
Yeah.
and the DJs that were really heavy into like hip hop or like club DJs,
Right.
mixtapes DJs. You can't get that blending and mixing and just putting different things together out of you. And as long as they keep the message the same, they usually try to mix in and, put some secular music with, the gospel lyrics and things like that. So a good example of that is a DJ. He's not DJing too much on Twitch anymore, but DJ djirockjesus.
Oh, okay.
Oh my goodness, blend master. He has
Okay.
the whole thing called Blends Day, and he does, you know, amazing blends. Another person that does that a lot. You can catch him on Sundays here on Twitch is DJ Droopy 007. He has a more gospel morning show on Sundays.
Okay.
And what time is it? I think it's 9 o'clock a.m. Eastern time. I believe it's 9 o'clock. If not, it's 8. It's either 8 or 9. 8. Thank you, watcher.
Yeah,
She knows.
yeah, I'm watching
8
those.
o'clock a.m.
Yeah, 8 to 10.
8 to 10, and then he's got to jet off to church.
Yeah.
So yeah, and there's a bunch of other people. I don't even have my list in front of me, but
Oh, that's okay. I was just like,
there's a lot.
when you were talking about the
Definitely
mixing thing,
DJ
that
Prophet.
just got me curious. Like, that's where I told you, like, we'll ask. I have a set of questions I'll ask, and there's like,
Right.
just the curious questions. Like, oh, that got me curious about that. Like, oh man,
That shows a good interviewer.
Yeah.
That, you could just go in any direction.
Oh,
So
well, some of it is just the way my mind works, and I've got 100 different things I could ask and go, and it's like, which one am I going to actually do? But there's that just level of curiosity, because I am genuinely curious about my friends on Twitch and what they're doing, but it's not always feels like, oh, the right time to come in and watch your stream and ask you a bunch of questions, like you're doing your thing. Let me interrupt you to ask you what I want to know. That's not, that's not cool. I mean, your community's there for you. Now, it's not, I can't ask some questions, I get
I have a channel redemption that is Ask Me Anything.
Yep.
So you redeem that.
I'll have to start doing that. I'll just
Yeah.
have to start looking for people with Ask Me Anything, and then pop in with the most obscure question, like
just a litany of questions.
Oh
Just
yeah.
answer these
Ask
10.
me anything, and then book page of all the things that I want to know. So
Chapter 2.
yeah, chapter 2 and chapter 3. We'll be. I just keep getting more points so I can keep asking. But
Yeah, looking is helpful.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know if you were hit or know people that were hit yesterday with Twitch bans. So there were several. It was all over TikTok and Twitter, and I know Pastor Dustin got banned. So lurkers that don't say anything were getting identified as bots, and so
I heard you say that earlier.
yeah. So I think it's because his fish channel probably has people that stay in there. They have it tabbed up. They don't always chat, so they were being identified as bots. He got banned, but it was all over. A lot of other people as well had that happen. So, but I know when I'm in your channel, often right after I come in, I'm just listening to the music and enjoying it. So I do end up lurk. It's like, oh, okay. I just need to remember every once in a while, throw some emojis in the chat. When it's I got to get up and move to this song kind of a thing,
Yeah, definitely. That was the entire setup of the channel. That's why I'm on so early.
Yeah.
As well. Because I know people get ready in the morning. You're not always going to be by your laptop, being able to chat. Not going to always be able to pick up your phone, or you walk around with your phone and everything like that. If you don't have your AirPods on or your headphones or on the Bluetooth, loud.
Oh yeah.
Because it's music, you know what I mean? And every once in a while I say something only because people are talking in the chat. If not, it would just be music. Just keep it going. Like I started no camera, no mic, just music. Hardly any visuals. I was just using my DJ program to broadcast straight to Twitch. And it had like a video player, back in the day with the computer.
Yeah.
When they would have the wave notes and all that stuff. That's all it was.
So that's what. So you put that on stream, the wave up and down. Did you put that?
Yeah, it was automatic. And sometimes
automatic.
it would have what song it was.
Yeah.
I made one with like just a white background and like a black circle. That's all it was. I had the song name in the middle and some wave effects. Just about it. That's all we were doing.
Well, I'll dig into that a little bit more, but I just love looking back and seeing like, where did you start and how did you get started and all of those things. And it's like you can look at my setup back. I got a whole bunch of hats hanging back. Hey, thank you for the follow. Who's been just following? I don't have the right channel up to look. I'll look in a second. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for coming in. Appreciate that.
What up, Christ Made Ben?
Christ Made Ben. There we go. I found it. Christ
Michelle,
Made Ben.
wow. North Hair Live. Hey, Pastor. Pink Hawk. T. Crosby. What up, my brother?
Yeah, a bunch of people They're all coming to hear all the stuff that nobody asks on channel.
Al Hayes. Hey, Miss Lynette.
So you were doing something that you knew how to do and trying to figure out how to do it in a new venue, in a new format. So you said that you were watching DJs. That's how you got over to Twitch. And then you found one that was doing gospel on Sunday. Was it when you saw gospel on Sunday that you said, hey, I could go do this? Or what was it that you said, hey, this is something I should jump on and do as well for other people?
I was doing it already. Like, I was already playing gospel music. So, like I said, I was doing... I'm watching people trying to get me tripped up, send me pumpkin spice and peach crumbles. Oh, man. Yeah, no, I was doing it already. So, like I said, I was playing gospel and things in my church. You know, I would always be on the side with the music and working the boards. So I was doing that, and then I was on the radio playing gospel music. The thing about Twitch is when I came here, I saw all the DJs, right? I saw there was a bunch of gamers. You know, it's a gamer site. Just chatters. I was like, oh, this is cool. This is nice. I was looking for two things specifically when I got here. I was looking for female DJs and gospel DJs. Mm-hmm. And it took me a minute to find both.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I want to, but do I?
Uh-huh.
Like, you know what I mean?
Oh,
Does
I know.
anybody even want to hear it? So, like, the confirmation was getting the notification, and the title said Sunday brunch, gospel and inspirational music. I said, oh, I gotta check this out.
Yeah.
So when I went in there, like I said, everybody that was hanging out just that Saturday night and all day during the week, going from DJ to DJ, which was like club hopping for free.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, and y'all here? I knew y'all wanted it like I wanted it.
Right.
So that just gave me the confirmation that there is a place for it, and that, you know, stop the second guessing and go ahead and hit go live.
Oh, so, yeah. That's so interesting how many people I've talked to, whatever they're doing, it was, I didn't know I could bring Jesus into this space. I didn't know I was allowed to, or I didn't know how it would be received. But then once you do, there is a good reception. And the reception isn't going to be everybody. You know, nobody's expecting that. But even people doing all the other secular things, they don't all have good receptions either, you know. So,
exactly. Yeah.
So the reception's about the same, regardless you're Christian or not. It's just, hey, wait a minute.
Are you going to do it?
Am I going to do it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can say it took me 6 months before I decided I was going to stream on Twitch, because I thought, no, this isn't anything I'm supposed to be doing. And I kept having people tell me that go follow him, he's going to go live, and I'm like, nah, man, I'm not doing that. Why would I do that? This isn't my thing. And now I'm doing a podcast because, hey, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And what do I love doing? I love chatting and talking. So I'm all over that category. That's not a problem. Now I'm in the podcast category, and now, you know, it's getting people on, getting you exposed to people who know nothing about DJing, who don't follow gospel music, but are going to say, hey, I don't know if the church can actually go into digital spaces and make an impact for the kingdom. It's helping those people who are in the space feel encouraged that, hey, there's a lot of people that are doing this. It's not one or two that I ran into. Or it's not that weird person at church always talking about it. There's a whole bunch of other people. Yeah, I know you're gonna. Yeah, that weird person at church. Yeah, that's me. That's the looks I get all the time. That weird guy always talking about stuff. That's me.
There's that Jesus freak.
Yeah. Even at church, I get those looks. You know, so it's okay. So you started out small. How often were you streaming? And did you have here's what I think I should do and see if it works? Or was it, no, I got to go do this and go all in?
Yeah, it was just go all in. I started at some point in the middle of the night. I just hit go live and I was just up playing music. I was like, I want to hear it. Hopefully somebody will want to hear it with me. And that's it. I was on adjusting times. It was just me, my 2 bots, and my cell phone. That's it. And I was just, I had my headphones on, just jamming. And I was looking for different times. So early on in the pandemic, because everybody was getting up and having, homeschool,
Yeah.
I was like, I might as well get up and do something too. So I just started playing music for like the teachers and everybody getting ready in the morning. So I was on at 5 o'clock. I was like, nah, this is way too early. So I started at 6 o'clock.
I feel that.
So that was at 6 o'clock, and that was a good time. Even though 5 o'clock, I lost some of my people. Moving to 7, I lost a lot of early people because they're already at work. But yeah, between 5, 6, and then it was just trying to get up at 4 to be ready. It was just like, this is too much. So 7 o'clock is a nice, comfortable space. I really wanted the afternoon, midday gospel takeover. But everybody that I watch is on the afternoon. So I was like, I want to watch them. I don't want to be streaming while they on. So 7 o'clock was my comfort zone. And yeah, I like it. I still do every once in a while. I'll do a midday gospel takeover. So that's anything after 11.
Yeah.
It's midday for me. And then I was doing once in a while something called the rush hour of power. So that was after 5 o'clock for those that are on their way home.
Yeah.
So, because people in the morning was like, it's too early. West Coast is like, forget about it.
Oh, yeah.
If you're not up at 4, I'll see you when I see you in the Twitch streets. But yeah, so I started doing some afternoon, catching them while they're having breakfast or their morning, whatever.
Yeah.
And then the evening, I could just catch whoever I catch, those that are not on other channels. But it was just a lot to do 2-3 streams a day. So it was just like, I stay in the morning, and every once in a while, I'll do the extra joints. But yeah, I went in full force. Once I got comfortable and my wife was finally on board, I was like, yeah, let's do it. I got a controller. I had to get a new streaming laptop, a new DJing laptop. There was like so much, you know what I mean? You know the deal.
Oh, yeah.
You start off and it's like, this is an investment. Are we going to do this or not?
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And then
if you decide to do it, you gotta go full, like all in, or else you're just wasting time and money,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
and your talent.
Yeah, you make an investment in a little bit higher of something, knowing you're sacrificing upgrading everything at once, kind of a thing, so that you can gradually keep doing things. I think early on, one of the first things I did was go, okay, I need to get camera and I need to get microphone. So which do I choose? It's the you one or the other. And at that time,
I got my mic first.
Well, at that time, I ended up getting a hand-me-down microphone. So it was like, okay, this one works way better than the built-in microphone. This works pretty good. This will get me by for a while so I can upgrade camera, and then upgraded camera. And now I've gone back to upgrading microphone. I love this microphone. Still
What kind of mic is that?
This is a Rode. It's the...
Okay. It looks like a Rode.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got the USB and the XLR. I got the dual one. So right now I'm using the USB, but I've got it so that if I upgrade tech later on, I don't have to get a new mic and replace it. So I'm planning ahead for anything that's happening down the road. So Rode, if you want to sponsor this episode, I'll plug you even more. But
listen,
hey,
name it and claim it.
I know. We were having a conversation not too long ago about who would you want to sponsor you. I'm like, I'm down with Rode sponsoring me. I'm down with, Elgato. I mean, I'm not picky. If I'm using your stuff, sponsor me,
Sponsor me.
If you give me free stuff that's just as good, I'll take it. I'm not ashamed to say
Give you
God can
honest
provide
feedback.
through any different way that he chooses to provide for him.
Absolutely, because that's how he works. He works through people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he's going to put the people in place that he needs to help you out,
Yeah.
to do what he has you here to do. So, and I believe that, man, because listen, the stuff I got, ain't no way I can afford everything that I'm sitting in front of to do what I do, and not even get it back. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Oh, yeah.
Because Twitch ain't no way Twitch making me rich right now. You know what I mean? So definitely have to have a love for it.
Oh,
you know?
yeah. Yeah. Well, I think there are some people that are full time and can do that with my family, with my wife, and all of that. It's not going to be the way that I'm doing things. I also am bringing the gospel to people. You're bringing the gospel music to people.
Right.
That's not where those people are used to giving. They're not going to, in the same way, say, "Oh, well, I know what a pastor gets paid, so you should be getting paid that to bring the like." What's really weird is I spend more time with people on my stream reading the Word of God than I spent with people in the church. Over years, I spend that much time in a month with people, and the amount that the church would pay me and the amount that Twitch will pay me, like, there's no comparison. Like, nah, I'm not making a living here. But I also don't feel that the people I'm reaching need to be the ones paying for my living either.
Exactly.
You know, I feel like it's pioneering space, bringing the gospel into it. And so there's the obedience part of it, and God will take care of the rest of it. And
yeah, absolutely.
yeah. Let me just see. There was a bunch of chat popping up there. PB Nisi, welcome in. Thank you. First time chatter. I'm watching Jazzy can sponsor me. Can give me a power chair with the parameters and streaming chair. A streaming chair? Oh, okay. I was thinking a streaming power chair. My brain was going really high tech there. And
That would be dope.
that wouldn't it be dope? A streaming
It's so comfortable.
Yes.
Could you imagine how comfortable that would be? I'm watching you.
A streaming power chair, and it has built in so that you can stream IRL from the power chair. There we go.
Right.
There.
Right. Yo, where were the engineers in the chat?
Yes.
You need an engineer to put this together.
Yeah, the first person to do it. I mean, come on, you're going to sell a bunch of them to Twitch streamers, right?
Hello.
Yeah.
I'll get one.
Yeah. King.
Obedience is definitely better than sacrifice.
Yeah.
You're right about that.
Absolutely.
And that's why we're still here doing it.
Yeah.
5 years later. You know what I mean? Because, shoot.
The cheese _TV just followed.
The cheese, thank you for the follow. I'm getting distracted by chat and all this. This is fun, though. This is fun.
It's all great.
It's all great. And
That is here.
so just to kind of continue the story, so you started out small and you were doing things. How long were you usually streaming for, and how often? And when did you decide where it fit within what you're doing and being able to reach other people, and then, you know, time with everything else you've got in life?
At first, I was just streaming until I got tired.
Okay.
Or I was done. You know what I mean? Or somebody else was coming on. I would just wait for them to go live and be like, all right, we're waiting them.
Okay.
But I had to put parameters on things. So I was like, 2 hours, we're done.
Yep.
If you come in, because people were coming in at like 8:45, 10 to 9, and I was like, here are the people. So let's keep going.
Yeah.
You know, but if you miss it now, get here on time. That's all I can say, because, you know, with everything else, you know, you have to do other things. And besides, I'm also like a modding, and also there's other things that I'm doing. Work, you know, getting family together, doing things in the house, you know, blah, 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 all the things of life, you know.
Oh, exactly.
So, gotta go put some sun on your face, touch some grass, like they say.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, it was like, are you going to stream all day, or are you going to just make a specific schedule? So I had to make a schedule, and we stick to it, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
My mods will tell me, it's time to go.
I do have that sense though at times, which when it's really hard, it's like I was just about to raid out, and someone raided me.
Raid
That is the
or get raided.
hardest. That is the hardest thing at times is to get raided and go, man, I want to support all of you that just came in with the raid. I was fixing to leave,
But I'm
dude.
busy.
But well, and for me, sometimes it's how often have I seen this person? Have they raided me before? Is this a person who never gets to raid me? So I'll stick around for a bit. But it's also do I have a hard out? Because sometimes I have
Right.
like I would try to, okay, here's my gap. I'll finish streaming and then I'll have a half hour before I go to a meeting. Now I'm like, I'm quitting streaming. I'm raiding as I'm starting a meeting on the side here. It's like, man, I'm just going all the way up to every minute to give to people, but it's still like, I got a heart out. I can't stay. This is it. This is the end. Goodbye. We'll see you tomorrow, or we'll see you next time, whatever it is. So there is the level at which it's always there and can always happen, but you have to figure out where and when your space is in the space, I think. So
Absolutely.
So I love that you're doing that. Do you have any like stories of life impact that you've impacted people? They've come into your channel and your stream, they've hung out for a while, and then they've just had life impact from being able to hang out with you and your community.
Oh man. There's so many texts and whispers and
Yeah.
emails and DMs and Discord messages. I I can't even begin. There are people that came in the height of pandemic and everybody was struggling and just looking for relief and release.
Yep.
And I believe that we provided a space where people could feel welcome and they could feel comfortable and they could feel encouraged.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
That God loves us, God cares for us, and He's going to get us through this one way or another. You know what I mean? And all things work together for the good of those that love Him. And even with everything that was going on in 2020, the world was refreshed.
Yeah.
With everybody inside, the air quality was beautiful. The sun was shining bright. You know what I mean? It was quiet. The birds were chirping louder. It was amazing. You know what I mean? But at the same time, we had so many tragedies and people were having so many losses and they were losing their jobs and all the things was happening. So we was coming in, we were just praying for each other. We were encouraging each other. We were crying with each other. We were laughing with each other. So when somebody lost a job, we prayed for them. When somebody got a job, we prayed with them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was like we went through every low and high that, you could go through. And we did it together. And over the days and months and years, just people keep coming in like, I didn't know I needed this. And I was like, I ain't know I needed it either.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So it's like the fact that we could have a virtual community while we weren't able to gather in person was a beautiful thing, and an alternative version to a traditional church, where it's like you still feel the spirit moving, you still feel the love of people, and you still get in the word in various ways, because we definitely were praying, we definitely was speaking scripture in the chat, and we were definitely trying to keep it within the will and the consciousness of God,
Yeah.
So just loving on each other and just being positive and telling people to just hold on to your hope and hold on to your joy, keep your faith and use it at the same time. You know what I mean? Because faith is what we may have, but trust is what we do with it. So it's like, you got to have faith in God and trust Him that He's going to see you through. So that was mainly my main thing when we started, was just to look to give people hope and to, just to help them to feel good and encouraged and knowing that, God is real,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah. And I'm just thinking through and listening to what you're saying, and I've experienced that and seen that, but I'm thinking on some level, there are people that could have just turned on a radio station and listened to gospel music, and they would have missed everything you were just talking about. It would have only been consuming content of gospel music. It wouldn't have been a community that is loving one another, praying for one another, sharing one another's burdens, walking alongside of one another. That aspect of digital community is so amazing to me. You know it, you've experienced it. The difference of people that I know in church and in person, and you see them once a week. When I was a kid growing up, I always felt like it was the strangest thing. I go to school daily with people. I hang out all week with people. And then Sunday I go hang out with different people I don't know.
Right.
It's like the people I know, I hang out with on a daily basis. Those are the people I know. The people I know are from school, not from Sunday school. I see them once a week, and we're in rows, and we just behave, and we go home. In school, I get lunch and recess with them. I get before and after school with them. I mean, I get to hang out on the bus with them. I mean, I get to spend life with them. Church didn't do that in a lot of ways. It was you all arrive separately. You all go in an orderly fashion. You go to whatever the thing is that you're supposed to, and you go home afterwards. And maybe a couple of times a year, we do a potluck so we can eat together and actually spend time together. But most of the time it wasn't. No, I don't know on any depth level most of the people that I sit in the pew next to. But the people that, you can hang out in the chat with, you get to know what's going on in their life.
Absolutely. And that's why those meetups, the IRL meetups, were so vital in those beginning years in 21 and 22 and 23, because it was like we spent all this time and we've gotten to know each other so personally with such distance between us.
Yeah.
So those in-person meetups started making more sense. Like, I want to put a face to this name, right?
Yeah.
Let's get this virtual hug in real life. You know what I mean? Masked up. But, we're going to do that. Just put your name tag on and let's find out who's who.
Yeah.
So, like, those things were, definitely dope and amazing. The two that we did in New York in 23 and 24, those were great. Those were amazing.
So what was the catalyst for starting those in-person meetups? What was the decision? I mean, I can guess, but what was the reason behind the community, and how did you decide where to do those?
It was basically just what we just said, spending all that time virtually together. The first one I went to was in Baltimore. Well, not Baltimore. It was in Maryland, pretty close to Baltimore, but it was in Maryland. But there was a group in Atlanta that just kept getting together. They just kept meeting up and putting all these pictures out, and we was like, I want to meet y'all too. Yeah. So it's like, so the first one I went to was in Maryland, and I was like, oh, we got to do this in New York. I was like, I don't know who's in New York. I don't know who wants to come to New York. I don't know who else is streaming from New York, but we're going to do it in New York. And in 22, in 21, I wanted to do one, but I was like, nah, it's too soon. Nobody's getting sick on my watch.
Right.
In 22, I wanted to do it also, but that's when it came back.
Yep.
And I was like, nope. So 23, we did one, and the catalyst was basically just, let's get together. What I wanted to do was to make it all, a free event. Just y'all come and hang out, just get here and find somewhere to stay, and everything else would be cool. First one didn't turn out like that because, like I said, I ain't rich. Like I need a sponsor for the one that we're going to do next year. But just working with the places around between the Bronx and Long Island and Manhattan. We got some things that, came together. So it was nice in both events. And just, to love up on each other, basically,
Yeah.
in another city.
Yeah, it's totally fascinating to have, in-person meetups. They're fantastic.
Mhm.
I love them. I'm going to be heading to Chicago over the weekend, so I'm just going to post I'm in Chicago. Hit me up if you're in
Nice.
Chicago. And spur of the moment kind of things happen. And in fact, some have been people traveling and then traveling further to come see me, or I've traveled to see them. So, had a friend who was in the States from the UK, and they were going to be 5 hours away from me, and they invited me to come hang out with them at a museum. And I'm like, I'm doing that. You're all the way over on this side of the pond. I'm driving 5 hours to go to a museum with you. I'm gonna, and it's like, but it was like they were also really important to me as well. So it wasn't just anyone. It was like, oh yeah, for you, absolutely. I'm driving 5 hours one way. This is not a problem. And then I had that reciprocated to me just last month. A friend I've known, not from streaming, but just I've known online for 3 years. We've been in ministry partners together. Was in Chicago, and the event she was coming to got canceled. So she's like, "Where are you at? I might come see you because I got a prayer booth." And she knew about it. She'd been praying about it. She'd heard me talk about it. She's like, "I want to see it." So she just drove up from Chicago, 4-hour drive to my house. So I saw the prayer booth, went around town, showed her things around town. We went to dinner. We went to ice cream. And she drove back to Chicago. I'm like, and she drove up from Georgia to go to Chicago. So it's not like, hey, I couldn't just go home and save myself some time and do something else. It was like, no, this is an opportunity. And her and her husband seized it. Had a great time. It was fantastic.
Nice. Yeah, I've had that experience with some people that were just in town to do something else. And they just was like, we're going to be in New York on this date. And I'm like, I had to tell my wife, like, oh, what are you doing? These people are coming, want to go hang out. So it's like, yeah. And she's gotten a lot better with that too, just like meeting Twitch people, because she's like, she doesn't do the Twitch thing really.
Oh, yeah.
She's like, that's your thing. But, you got to thank God for a supportive wife, you know what I mean?
Oh, my goodness. I would not be sitting here without a supportive wife. It would.
I wouldn't either.
It would not happen. No. What's really funny is when we got started, I had my boys living in the basement because they graduated from college, were unemployed in COVID. So they're living in my basement. So this was one of the bedrooms that my son was in. Next door is another one. So I was upstairs in one bedroom. My wife is in the other. That's her office. I took over. I still had a bed in there because somebody still needed to sleep in there. So I had a bed behind me. I had my cam all set up, and she's on the other wall listening to me stream. And she's laughing and cracking up and all this. She's texting me in the middle of whatever story I'm telling and whatever, texting me and enjoying it. And then I moved down to the basement, and she's like, "Oh, man, I miss you." I go, "Well, we can just set you up with your own Twitch account over here, and you could just have me up live." "No, I'm supposed to be working." "You were supposed to be working with all the other stuff was happening too. It was fine then. Why is it a problem now if I set you up with a real system, put myself up over here, you can watch me the whole time, you can listen, everybody in the community." No, that's your thing. I got to work.
It's better live.
It's better live. It's better live. Like I could hear you through the wall. That's how she wants it. And so every once in a while I will have to say, "So guess what happened on stream today?" And she's like, "I have no idea. What did you do now?" So
that's what's up, though. That's always a good thing.
Yeah, it was just like, watch the stream already. Exactly. Like, put the stream up, watch it. I've actually thought about just creating her own account, even if she doesn't watch, so that I can have one more stream watching me. But now with all the botting going on, I better not do that. Better stay away from making fake accounts to just watch me.
Well, it wouldn't be a fake account per se.
No, it wouldn't be a fake account. It would be a real person behind it. It would be a verified account. But yeah, the my wife supporting. We do have all those conversations about, hey, tech upgrade, now no tech upgrade. Where are we at? What are the impact in the community? And then I end up doing a bunch of travel to connect with people because I think that's part of what God has me doing. So it's just amazing the progression of things from how they can start small to God blessing the community, to God bringing certain individuals in that just end up being a super blessing to you and what you're doing.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So we're talking a little bit about some of the blessings, and if you think of an individual story you want to share, that's fine. We can come back to it. But what have been some of the challenges that you've had to overcome with streaming? Either it's something in real life that's got in the way of it, or just some obstacles as far as how it happened for you. What are some challenges that you've faced and God's helped you overcome being a Twitch streamer?
For me, it has been mostly equipment issues. So like I said, I had to get new laptops and new cameras and new microphones and new cables and stuff like that. So I would be in the middle of a stream and something would just break down. But since all of the upgrades, things have been doing very well. I probably need to make a few more purchases, but that's really just for like cables and like more hard drives for music and saving the videos, the recordings of the streams. Um, the yeah, the only other thing that's been a challenge at times would just be like physically, just getting up and just sitting here for hours and stuff like that. I mean, I'm already in the chair all day anyway, but just to have to
Yeah.
is different. But yeah, I enjoy it. And by the time I look up, time is over. So yeah, it was basically been equipment challenges. That was my biggest things.
Oh, sorry. I'm going to just exclamation point TC. Apparently the command isn't working. So TCD is theChurch.digital. So it was just it should have a link that would show you so Jazzy me, the command's not working. So we're talking about tech issues. Something's not working. Surprise, surprise. So, yeah, that's what I mean. The slow progression, the overcoming things, the doing those. At some point, it's hard to equate the challenges with the blessings that you have. They don't seem to be on the same level with all of those things. And then there's people that just like, here's an impact in someone's life that you're making. I know that you do charity streams and things too. Why don't you talk a little bit about how you got started with doing some of the charity streams that you're doing, and then what the charities you work with are, and a little bit about what you're trying to do with that ministry.
Oh, with the charity streams, it started off, I was invited to be a part of Beats for a Cure. Shout out to DJ D-Man, who's from Cleveland. And he works in for and with the Cleveland Clinic.
Okay.
And he has breast cancer close to his heart. So he started a whole movement. And I've been privileged to be a part of that for the last 4 years. So that's dope. So Beats for a Cure, that's one. I did one for the American Heart Association. I did that in honor of my uncle who had heart failure, and he passed not from that, but it was complications after his heart replacement surgery. So I do things for that. What else do I do? Being being in a wheelchair, having a spinal cord injury. I just did my first spinal cord injury awareness raid train last year.
Yep.
I'm gonna do another one in September because that's Spinal Cord Injury Awareness Month. So I do things for that to bring awareness to that and just the effects that a spinal cord injury can have on not only your physical but your mental health, your job situation, and all of the things, your relational interactions and things like that. Like everything changes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the challenges and also the other blessings that come along with it. Because even though you might be handicapped, you're also handy capable. You know what I mean? Because there are things that you can do. You just have to use what you have, and everything is adaptable. So that's the other thing. And then I'm connected to the B side, the BE side, and that was created by DJ Chanel B, who's here on Twitch. It started with DJs, for DJs, spanning to all content creators, teaching artists, and things of that nature. So with that, we do advancement for DJs and other creatives. We have scholarships that we work with DJ schools. We're now working with a college in order to give a scholarship away. We do youth collaborations, which was the basis, well, the main goal of our meetup last year in New York, our New York takeover. We introduced our youth programs, which is the art of DJing. So that's teaching young people how to DJ correctly, and also lyrics and beats, which is a creative writing program that I wrote up, where we're teaching them how to create music and write lyrics correctly. You know what I mean? Along with that, so it's mostly for like young MCs and maybe a little some singers. I'm not the best singer, so they could handle that part, but I do know how to write a lyric or two, so we do that. What else do we do with us? Awareness, yes, and that's where we come in with the different charities and the different things that we bring awareness to, whether it's pancreatic cancer, breast cancer, spinal cord injuries, autism. We worked with Spinning Autism a few years.
Oh, okay.
Just so many things.
I know. That's why I was asking, because it always seems like
it's
there's.
Just like I'm trying to run through it in my head. I can't even think of all the things that we do.
Yeah.
And yeah, because I got a love for people, and I just want people to do their best, be their best, have the best. You know what I mean? And if I can't personally provide it, at least I would like to bring the attention to somebody might be out there that can.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You never know who's out there. You don't know who's listening. They might have a soft spot for what you are in need of, and just by mentioning it, they're like, hold up, I can help you, and there you go.
Yeah. Well, and I maybe when I was younger, I didn't understand the reason to need awareness of things.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh yeah, I'm aware of it. No, that's not what we're talking about. Not that it exists. Okay, that's not awareness. Okay. Oh yeah. So my whatever it is, that people are left-handed. I'm aware people are left-handed, but I don't know what it's going through life being left-handed, where everything that's created primarily is designed to be in your right hand. All the buttons on my phone are designed for my right hand to hit with my thumb, not for the left-handed person to hit there. So saying awareness is much more than going, oh yeah, I know left-handed people exist. It's what is it like for them, understanding the changes, the challenges, the differences, the things that they need. And I'm just picking on left-handed because I don't know that there's really a need for left-handed awareness.
No, but there is. Listen, you can get a whole scholarship for being left-handed. Like,
Oh yeah,
there were different things. They have to make specific things for left-handed people because, like you said, everything is made for right-handed.
yeah,
You know, so
yeah.
no, it's true.
But I think, and I've tried to do this within churches I've been at, and I think my denomination's tried to address disability awareness in a lot of ways. And unfortunately, a lot of churches were built before anybody was thinking about accessibility. And
You're right about that.
how do we figure out how to do accessibility? And one of the churches I served at, this was a major issue because the church was built in the 50s, and the basement was built, and the restrooms were built in the basement, and they didn't have a sanctuary built for a decade. Then they built the sanctuary upstairs, and the bathrooms are in the basement.
Right.
So anybody with a disability in the middle of winter in Iowa had to go out the front door of the church, go around on the sidewalk to the back door so they could come in and use the restroom. Now, that going to happen in the middle of a worship service? No.
That's crazy.
No. So because of that limitation, it limited certain people's access to coming into worship and being there. Now, shortly after I got there, I'm like, we're going to do something about this. What's the quickest thing we can do? We put a chairlift in.
That's what they did at my church too.
So it helped some. It did not help all. But it was like, we can do this now, and we can try to plan for the future to do more things and figure out other things. Ultimately, I've moved on since that church, but what we were hoping to move in the direction of is, let's build a restroom upstairs. That's the best solution to it. It was a limited solution, but it was like, if I didn't take and consider the person who couldn't make it, they would never be there, and I wouldn't be aware of it because they weren't there. I had to be aware it was an issue to see the person who it was affecting, if that makes sense. And I'm sure that makes sense to you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that was that's another challenge that, you know, my church still kind of has, because the bathrooms are in the basement. They did make they put in a chair lift. They still need to make an elevator instead. And also the bathrooms, like the stalls are still like,
Oh, yeah. If you've got
they're
old,
tight, you know what I mean?
yeah,
So,
they're not handicap accessible if you've got really old stalls. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, like I can't even get my wheelchair past the threshold of trying to use the bathroom. So it's like I always got to make sure that if anything's happening, my wife is around or somebody, she can help me, get up and transfer to it's a lot.
Well, yeah, and then there's the inconvenience of you not being able to do it yourself because of the limitations of what's available. I mean, I knew when we put a chairlift in, it wasn't going to solve the problem of anybody that was in a wheelchair. But the person with a cane, the person unsteady on their feet, it would help them. And
the thing with it depends on the wheelchair.
It does depend on the chair. Yes.
It depends on the person. If they're willing, you can, because that's what I do. When I roll up, we get out the car, I roll up, transfer to the chairlift. I go up, they carry my chair up, and then I get off and get back in the chair, But if you're not able to do that, or if you have a power chair,
right,
nobody's lifting that up.
No. The power chair is not gonna work at all. No.
So I get that, because when I do go on my own in my power chair, and I got to transfer, I have to use the big clunky hospital type wheelchair.
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness, those are the worst. Those are the worst.
Yeah, we can say we often would have one of those at church in case someone needed it, but yeah, they are the worst.
They have them. They have them in the back by the nurses unit.
Yeah.
I have my own. I have a lightweight tie light, so, it's easier to pick up and lift and do all the thing and transfer and all that stuff. So it's just, yeah. Do you ever have issues with your wife helping you in gender bathrooms? Probably just twice. But if anything, she comes in, locks the door. And on her way out, if she sees men coming in, she says, my husband's in there, and I'll be right outside the door. But she knocks. If I could see, under the door or whatever, I let her know if there's anybody still in here. But she'll knock and be like, hello. And then when she comes in, we lock the door. But most of the bathrooms now are like family. We really always look for the family bathrooms.
Yeah, that's getting better in new construction, but unfortunately, churches were exempt from the Disabilities Act, so they do not have to upgrade and make handicap accessible. Now, I understand historic buildings and those, but everybody else that has a historic building needs to do all of those things, and I think we should do what is best for people, not so much what's best for the building or cheaper, but.
Mm-hmm.
But
because what if the handicapped person wants to see the historical building?
Yeah.
Yeah,
there was more questions along those lines, and people talking about, hey, what they have going on in their life and their struggles. And the thing is, like, in person is amazing and fantastic. And we're talking about that and wanting to meet up with people. But some of the barriers go down when you're in digital space of being able to gather together. Some people were mentioning having cognitive differences. We're talking about some physical limitations, even people that might have social limitations of not being comfortable in large spaces with large people. Whatever it is, like coming in and listening to you play music is pretty non-threatening on some level. Is pretty non-threatening. It's let me just hang out and enjoy some music with you and become part of the community. And man, if we could only make the church feel as welcoming and easy to access as just turning on Twitch and jumping in a stream and listening to gospel being proclaimed or being sung right to people right where they are, whatever's going on in life, it's in the palm of their hand. That would just be amazing.
Oh, absolutely. That's what I love about Twitch as well, because you have people come in that know God, you have people come in that don't know God, you have people come in looking for God. They see the Christian tag and they're like, finally. They see the Christian tag and they're like, let me go in there and see what's really real, So it's just, like I said, I just want to make it an welcoming place. Because I know sometimes, especially for like younger people or even older people, just people in general, sometimes you just don't feel comfortable in the actual church house. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It could be a little intimidating. You feel you got to be perfect. You might have been to a church and been looked at or treated, not nice. So now you have church hurt, but I don't want to beat people in the head, but you definitely going to get something.
Oh, yeah.
You can't come in here and just not hear Jesus. Like, that's why we're here. Like, hello.
I was gonna say you would have to really try hard to select a bunch of gospel songs that don't include Jesus. Like how you gonna do that? Like how you gonna the non-Jesus gospel hour? I don't think you could do it.
Yeah, right. I mean, actually, you can, because there's a lot of songs which are a little iffy to me sometimes. I mean, I like them, but there's some songs that will say he, him,
Oh yeah,
you, but they won't say his name. So there's that.
Yeah, I mean, they're some. Well, if you're not in gospel music, you might be talking about "Jesus is my boyfriend" kind of songs. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
the love song vibe. Yes, Jesus is my boyfriend kind of song. It's like, okay, it sounds.
Listen.
I know the song's supposed to be about Jesus, but it sounds like it's your boyfriend.
Right.
So you just say him and he instead of Jesus in the song, so.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I had to reevaluate some of the music and
Yeah, how do you choose the music that you play?
I don't.
Well, you do in the sense that you limit what people
Right,
can
like
choose from.
press play,
Yes.
but it's really, I don't know, man. The spirit just is really it's really just the spirit of God. Because like I'll hear a song and I'm like, ooh, that's nice.
Mhm.
But then I'll want to play it and then something will happen in the chat or somebody will say something, or I'll be listening to one song and it'll make me think of another song, or like the spirit will just be like, here,
Yeah,
dot, dot,
yeah.
dot, dot, boom, 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 boom. And then we'll just, it's whatever. It's really the spirit leads that stream for 2 hours. The devotional that we read, it sets the tone for the second half because I usually play songs that relate, sort of like the sermonic response
Yeah, yeah.
selection.
Mhm.
So like I'll read the devotional and then whatever they're talking about, I'll play some songs that have that same theme or word or idea or whatever it is. And then maybe something will happen in the chat. Somebody will say something and be like, ooh, let me play this song for you. Or this song might speak to this situation, or it might speak to you personally, or it's just something that would just come out of left field. Just like, somebody might request a song and lead us on a whole nother
Mhm.
path, So, like I said, I I don't, but like you said, I do, because I make sure that the songs have biblical foundations.
Yeah.
Like it's based in the gospel. You know what I mean? It's
Yep.
mostly biblically sound. I'm gonna say 80%. You know what I mean? At least, unless it's a song that they ripped straight out of the Bible, one of the Psalms,
Oh, yeah.
and put some music to it, you're gonna have some,
Well, it depends on what your theology is, whether the song is sound or not sound. Because if your
well, yeah,
if your
use that
theology
part.
is rapture and you're singing "I'll Fly Away," you're all fine with it. But if you're like, no, that's not in there, uh, then you're not singing "I'll Fly Away." So
Right.
yeah, your theology will make a difference on that too. I actually had a friend in seminary that was a hip hop artist, Deuce from Cross Movement, and
Oh, okay.
he was going to get his seminary degree to make
Hmm.
sure that his
Right.
lyrics were biblically sound.
I
And
had that same idea.
yeah, and
I
I'm
didn't
like,
get in,
you couldn't get in?
but I had that same idea.
Yeah, and I think there's a level at which biblically sound is a good place to be. I
Yeah.
don't know that everyone needs to go to seminary to become biblically sound. I think you need to just spend a lot of time in God's word and
Yeah.
know how to ask good questions of the text, to let the text and the Holy Spirit talk to you. And you do it in community. And that's what I try to do on
Mhm.
my stream is those things, so that hopefully if I'm not around, you can still go do all of those things with other people.
And that's why I love your stream so much.
Yeah.
Why, I keep going over there. I'm like, this dude is just talking about the Bible. Like, like we having the most relaxed Bible study ever. Like, this dude got jokes. It's like, this is cool. You know what I mean? So, yeah, definitely. And I like the way you do it. And it's true, which is why when I didn't get in, I didn't lose,
Yeah.
my mind. I didn't go crazy. I was like, okay. Because I still do Bible study in my church. I still read,
Right.
or my
Yeah.
own data. So
Well,
it's
and
like I'm still getting it. And I'm learning. I ask, the pastors and the teachers and other people, questions when I have them and stuff like that. So, and you shouldn't not be able to understand the
right.
Bible, because if you don't understand it, then what are you really listening? Well, like, what are you really reading?
Yeah.
Because like God isn't the author of confusion. He wants you to understand what he's saying so that you can follow his commands.
Yeah.
Wasn't that's what you were just saying? What's that? Yesterday? You was like, and here we go again. Follow my commands. Again, you just keep saying it over and over and
Oh yeah,
over again.
yeah, yeah. Like,
What he wants you to do? Love him and follow his commands.
yeah.
easy.
Well, I like to say it's simple, but it may not be easy. So,
Right. You know what I mean. It's
oh, I
easy
know,
to
I know.
understand,
Oh, yeah.
not easy to do.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Simple
You know
to
what I mean?
understand that children can
Right.
understand
Right.
it and have childlike
Exactly.
faith. But
Yes.
living it out is a lifetime of progress towards being able to fully love my neighbor as myself and love everyone the way that God loves me. Looks like we got frozen here. There we go. The last podcast
Better now.
I had, the person had a storm and the neighborhood got struck by lightning and lost power. So this is,
No, that's crazy.
yeah. Yeah, so 2 podcasts in a row with all of a sudden the person with me just disappears in the middle. Like, hey, this is
I
not
don't know.
good.
I froze. I heard it got choppy, and
Okay.
then I was stuck. You were stuck. I was like, oh no, let me just shut this whole thing down. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, we still here.
Yeah. Hey, I'm watching. You want to finish your joke there before we go on? Who was the greatest female financier in the Bible? And we got about 10 seconds left to achieve level 2 hype train. Pharaoh's daughter. Oh, that's right. That's right.
We got to knowledge, draw the little prophet. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, she went down to the Nile and drew out a little prophet.
Just a little prophet.
Just a little prophet.
That is funny though.
Yeah. Okay. So that's gone. The other's gone. I don't remember where we were talking before the crash. What were we talking about, chat?
The voices. I hear little people. Accessibility. Yeah, we were talking about accessibility in the churches.
Yeah. That it's one of the things that just to kind of jump back in, that I'm seeing a lot of people who are addressing people in their lives, whatever it is, someone in their life is dealing with that the church has not been able to fully address. And they're going into digital spaces to address it for that person or on behalf of that person for other people that deal with it. So I know pastors that started a digital church because their spouse had social anxiety. People start an online Bible study because their grandpa can't get out and go to church anymore. So we got to do Bible study online. So people are responding to needs of people, and digital is a way that brings accessibility to people that they don't otherwise have. Now, I know there's limitations because whenever we go overseas, our ease of access of internet use and technology is greater in the West than it is in India or Africa. So there's always that continuing staying aware of others around you instead of focusing on yourself all the time of what do I need? I need better. Well, frankly, I did upgrade my phone this year, but part of it was I was having problems, but I didn't have to upgrade to the phone I upgraded to. I could have went with a lot lower model and still got all the functions of everything I would use it for. So my availability is greater than a lot of people. There are very few places where I find myself running into limitations that are going to be placed on me. I mean, there are some, but there's not very many that I run into on a daily basis, a weekly basis. Finances are going to be the biggest one. After that, there's not a lot.
Right. Oh no. Yeah, no, I feel you on that. Cause like even when I'm going to different places, getting hotels and like rooms like that and things, you don't really have people that are thinking outside of, quote unquote normal people.
Yeah.
So I might have to call up and ask for an accessible room. I get to the hotel, it's like a room with a bar, a hand bar.
Yeah.
Like this ain't accessible. Like there's a whole right? I tell them I need a fully wheelchair accessible,
Yeah.
open shower, all that, wide room, so it's like a lot of times they're not really thinking too much like that, right? If I go out with people and they're like, "Oh, meet us at this place," I'm like, "Is it accessible?" So it's like, because I've been to places and they're like, "Yeah, it's accessible," and like it's downstairs and there's no elevator in the place, right? You might have to go up like, even if it's like 3 or 5 steps, that's still steps. You know what I
Oh
mean? Because
yeah.
they're not gonna break out a ramp or do anything like that. They're like, "Oh, well, we can lift you up." I'm like, "Who said I wanted to be lifted? I just want to go in and
Right.
do all that
Right.
stuff." You know what I'm saying? I don't know you. I don't trust you. You can drop me
Yeah.
on the way up the stairs. Like, I mean, I've been dropped before, so it's like, you have things that you got to deal with.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
when when you need, other people's assistance and help and things like that, then, you know, it becomes a little trying, you know what I mean, at times. So yeah,
Yeah.
just creating, more spaces that are accessible. And in these digital spaces, you ain't gotta worry about that. You don't have to worry about the commute. You don't have to worry
Oh yeah.
about getting in and out the building, being around people. For those, like you said, with social anxiety, those that don't like to really be around people, us omniverts
Yeah.
that love being by ourselves, but if we have to, we
Uh-huh.
can make we can make it in a social
Right.
situation.
Right.
But we may or may not choose to want to, all the time might not be our first choice, but we gonna make it do what it do. But yeah, so being virtual is good too, because you could, you know, come and go. You could be free, and you meeting people around the world, like around the world.
Oh, the
You
global
know,
community is just a
that's
whole nother
yeah,
level of
that's the thing.
awesome. I mean, to me, it's the closest that I have seen to really feeling like I can get a picture of what the kingdom of heaven is going to be like. Because
Right.
because
Yep.
I'll word it this way, because uh, my young son, when we moved from the Dallas suburbs to South Dakota, said it incredibly well. So he was at a magnet school where, being a white redhead, he was a minority in the school. And we moved to South Dakota, and he had the tour of the school, and he looked around and he went, "Where's everybody else?" Because everybody there was white. He didn't understand that this community was going to be all white. He'd never experienced that in his life.
Wow.
I was like, "Where's everybody else? Like, they hiding all the other people that don't look like me? Where are they at?"
Yeah.
And so it was like a really funny way to say it. Where's everyone else? And if you only ever see people that look like you don't know there are other people.
That don't look like you.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
It's like there are other people globally. So yeah, when I get to see the different people coming in with that are, well, English as a second language is a great thing to be able. I wish I was better and fluent at language. It's like, I'm not fluent. I'm a C- English student, so I'm never going to be amazingly fluent in languages. I mean, I strive really hard to spend time in the Greek and the Hebrew. Hebrew makes a whole lot more sense to me than Greek does. Greek, I could reproduce the 85 different case endings for every single verb, run across the verb in a word and go, "Yep, I know the root of the word means to kill, but I don't know if she got killed, he killed, she gonna kill, he's gonna do it later, it happened already, it's gonna continuously be killed." I don't know what's happening, but I know killing's happening. That's all I can tell you. That's not helpful. You need a little bit more. And by the way, luau, that's how you actually conjugate in Greek, is you learn the word luau and you conjugate it into every ending. Luau means to kill. So I didn't just pick that randomly. That's the verb that you learn in in Greek, to conjugate all your verbs. Like, yeah, it's great. I can reproduce a chart. The chart doesn't help me know what's happening when I read it.
Right. No, but I love that. The fact that I'm streaming from New York, and then I have people in Australia and the UK and Germany coming in. We have a lot of Canadians. I know the neighbors. We got
Yeah.
love for them. France, just everywhere. Countries in Africa. It's just it's it's so dope. I love it. And when you were saying about believing the Holy Catholic Church, the Church Universal,
Yeah.
yeah, that's exactly what it is, man. Like, it's global, and we're all one family. And I love the fact that this platform lets us be able to, connect with each other. Yup, South Africa, Floofy.
Yep.
Yup.
Yep. Floofy Monster representing the south tip of Africa. So I'm up here in the north, not in Canada, but close. And you're the other side down there. Like, we're Australia, New Zealand, like you're saying that too. Like, they're like,
Mm-hmm.
I never imagined in my life being able to have access to people globally like that. I mean, grow up with a telephone, whatever. You don't get a lot of, group calls happening on phones.
Not international.
Right. Oh, no, and especially not
You're not
international.
paying that. You're not paying
You're
that
not paying
international
that.
stuff,
Oh,
dog.
no. No, I gotta say, long distance was, well, I don't even know if it's
Right,
still a
long
thing.
distance was a thing back there. Like, it's not long distance, so imagine calling international.
Yeah, the thing of long distance is such a weird thing compared to, I have a phone in my hand and I can call Mexico and Canada and pay the same price as calling the person down the road from me. Like,
Exactly.
yeah, it doesn't have that barrier anymore.
Not call me after 6.
Yeah, remember they had
Anytime minutes.
they had the nights and weekends to begin with. Yeah, it was.
The weekend's free. Come on, Pastillo. You know what it is.
Oh yeah. Well, when I was in seminary, that's what it was. Okay, Sunday drive back from church is call grandma and grandpa on the phone, and you're talking to grandma and grandpa, and we're on the phone for a couple hours, and then we're not on the phone the rest of the week because we got weekends free. That was it.
Nights and weekends.
Yep.
Oh man, that was definitely. Be like this. Somebody called because you get that first minute. You get that first incoming minute. So they would call, be like, "You got 30 seconds. Say what you got to say." I'll talk to you after 9. Click.
Well, you want?
Oh, back in the day when you would call collect,
Yes.
and like put everything in your collect message.
Yes.
You have a collect call coming from. This is me. I'm going to be late for school. Can you pick me up? I say, no, bye.
Yep.
Would you accept the charges? No.
Yeah.
Because you got the message already.
Oh yeah. We usually had shorter messages like when you got back from whatever sporting event. Hi, we're here. Pick me up. Hi, will you accept a call from? Hi, I'm here. Pick me up. It's like we had it down to just say it in 5 seconds and get that in there so that the operator didn't cut you off or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think that goes to innovation that people have of continuously striving to do things. And I think at times the church has just taken whatever was done before it and didn't think about what can we do to reach people. Like, where and how can we innovate to bring the gospel to people that aren't coming to us and aren't doing it the way that we used to. I love going to the book of Acts and seeing where people, I think, are innovating and we don't realize they're innovating because it's so familiar to us. I mean, I like to point this out, and a lot of people they know it, but they don't pay attention. So you have 7 people that are selected as deacons. Their job is to distribute bread. The next 3 chapters are about how they don't distribute bread. They're distributing the bread, Jesus, the bread, to people who don't have the bread. So that wasn't what they were hired to do or put into power to do, but it's what the Spirit makes them and moves them into doing. So you got Philip, Philip and the Ethiopian eunuch going on there, and then you've got Stephen and all of his stuff going on. It's like God moves in people to innovate them into doing new ways to reach people. It's just fascinating. And I see that with Twitch and other digital spaces right now, where God is moving in people to find new creative ways to get in front of people, to bless them in just being a blessing to be present, and blessing them with bringing the kingdom of God near, and blessing them with bringing the word of God near.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And that's the move. I think a lot of churches are seeing, a lot of churches that are still around that are able to see that are going to be the ones that are going to be able to make the the biggest impact.
Yeah.
Because as you saw with the pandemic, when churches had to close their doors, they had to figure out another way. And when they started streaming and doing all the other things and having their Zoom Bible studies
Yeah.
and whatever else they were doing, like you're able to still reach people. And if you take it to another level, you're able to reach people that you wouldn't normally be able to reach. Because like people come in my channel because they see I'm in the DJ section, and they come in and they hear gospel music, and they're like, I didn't even know I needed this today.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I'm like, no, thank you for obeying the spirit and clicking that button, coming up in here. You know what I mean? So you never know. Like I came in here, man, like I said, man, it was me, my two bots, and my phone. And we're still here, and new people keep coming in. And like anytime somebody's new, I'm just like, I hope you're blessed by something, anything and everything. You know what I mean? That happens here today. So, you know,
Well, and
we're
even you're talking too about like different seasons of things. So there was a season where you were at 5 a.m. and a season where you were at 6, and there's other people that have different seasons of their life. So there might be people coming in for a season of listening to it right when they need it, and then they move on to some other place.
absolutely.
Life schedule gets in the way, other things, or they now get compelled to go and do likewise. And so now rather than being fed, they're out feeding more people.
Exactly. Yeah. And I love it. You know what I'm saying? Because we are called to be able to, you know, make disciples, right?
Right.
Of all nations. We're supposed to be able to make disciples who can make disciples who can make disciples who can make disciples who can make disciples.
Right.
And it's the song that never ends. It just goes
Yeah.
on and on, my friend. You know what I mean? And we're like, that's literally what we're supposed to do. Like that shows that, we're supposed to show the fruit, right? So we're supposed to be able to bear the fruit, and then they're supposed to be able to plant the seed that's in them, and that bears another fruit bearing. And then you have more people and more people, more people, and then that's how it's supposed to spread to all the corners. So
Yeah, Calistar,
so
shining your light helps others do the same. Yeah, exactly.
yeah, because if you shine your light, you can help them find their switch. You know what I mean? So, or at least find the matches to light their candle.
Yeah. Well, and the lifting up of other people and helping them after you is, I don't know, I think just so much more satisfying than anything that I would accomplish myself.
Mm-hmm.
On some level, I think Jesus points this out: when you will do greater things than I have done.
Assassinator Steph just followed.
Hey, Assassinator! Thanks for the follow. But there's a level of which we evaluate. What does he mean by greater? Is it better? Well, I'm not Jesus, so anything I do that would be comparable would be greater from the sense of it's not me doing it. Thanks for the love, Sass. But I think that's also true when we're helping others become something, because they can't see it yet, and we can see it in them. And we help them to become something that maybe they had no idea that they could do or could become. Like, I had no idea that I could be on Twitch and streaming. I had no plans on being a podcaster. I wasn't even listening to podcasts 4 years ago. So it's like, why would I go do something that I'm not even listening to? That doesn't make sense to me. But I've had people pouring into me as I watched them be streamers, as I watch them how they engage chat, and I learn from them how they're doing it. I participate in that, and they keep encouraging me. I mean, I did for months and months and months until, I don't know if you have this problem. I have this problem at times where the Holy Spirit has to sometimes finally hit me over the head, say, okay, I've been telling you for months that this is what you all need to do. So go on and do it now, won't you?
Are you listening?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
come on,
Yeah.
hard head.
If somebody made a movie of my life and they wanted to make it a comedy, because that's the only movie that would be my life would be a comedy, it would be the Holy Spirit coming up to me and going, "Hello, McFly. Hello, McFly." That's the Holy Spirit in my life. Is the
All day.
yeah, like, come on, man. You know this. You know this. Come on.
You
Do I
know
have to
this.
tell you again? Like, it's about time to step into the thing that you know you're supposed to do, and I'm telling you
Yeah.
do. And I'm usually like, well, I got to argue with you for a bit to make sure it's you, you know?
Right.
'Cause-
You gotta recognize that voice and be like, all right, let me ask you your secret your secret question for your password question.
that would be hilarious. Like, I know it's the Holy Spirit if the secret password is.
If you know that you if you know the recovery questions.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man. But yeah. No, but yeah. It's true. Sometimes you just gotta fall in line with like what you know that you should be doing, right? Like you have the dream you can't escape. You have these
Yeah.
words and voices in your head that you just can't let go. Like, and every time you pray, you keep getting the same response. So it's like, so why are you still asking the same question? You got your answer already. Now do it. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's definitely that definitely makes sense. And it's just when people see things in you and you're like, nah, I'm just doing this over here. Like, this it's nothing to see here, you
Yeah.
know? But, sometimes when you got that calling, God's gonna have everybody, you know, continue to come at you until you're like, fine.
Yeah. Well,
But
and it's not always that way, but there's a whole lot of things I can point to that it's like, yeah, I resisted for a long time. I didn't really hear what you were saying until the one person said it different than everybody else, you know. But I think that's also true, like with my kids. Like you would tell them the same thing over and over again,
all right,
and then somebody outside of the family tells them, and they hear it for the first time.
exactly.
It's they just couldn't take it
Receive it.
in. They couldn't, receive it. There we go. They couldn't receive it until someone else gave it to you. And I think that's
Yeah, it's
what happens
close.
at times in people. Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes we're too close, so we know what it is. We just want a different response. We know, we know what it is. It's just tell me tell me something different. I know I asked you for this, but that's not the way you were supposed to answer it. You know what I mean?
Oh, I
You
know.
pull
I
a,
know.
you pull a Jonah on them, be like, I'm gonna go this way. No, you're going that way where I
Right.
told you to go.
Yeah.
When I gotta spit you out by a fish or not. One way or the other, you're going.
Yeah. If it was a Jonah story, I'm just in line to buy the ticket, but I never buy the ticket. I'm like, I'm not actually going to get on the boat. I just want to pretend like I'm gonna.
Just waiting online until it pulls.
I'm just waiting online. Oh, I missed the boat. I guess I'll go do what you told me
It
to.
sailed away.
Yeah.
Oh man. Shucks. What are we
Um,
gonna do now?
Yeah. Well, just thinking of what you're doing and where you're at, are there anything coming up this year that just has you jazzed and excited about moving into doing some new things within the space, or just continuing to do what you're doing that we can share with people to get them kind of excited about coming and checking you out?
We're basically still doing the same thing. There's one thing that I am gonna that I'm in prayer about, and just for the proper direction and the proper individuals to invite. I definitely gotta have to speak to you about it. Put it out there. I already told my channel that I want to do a 24-hour prayer vigil raid train where we have the digital altar is
Right.
covered every hour for the full 24 hours, whether the streamer is praying for the whole hour or just holding the space open so that people could come in to pray or ask for prayer or whatever it is. So I want to do that. I feel like that's something that has just been like, you know,
Yeah.
in my head like over and over. It got downloaded one day and I was just I can't shake it. Like I can't delete the file now, since we talking digital and technology. So like I'm definitely in prayer for that. So if y'all could just, join me in prayer about the prayer visual
Yeah.
thing, because I think that's something that would be nice, and just to bring in people, believers and non-believers alike, people that, want prayer, that are looking for prayer, aren't sure how to pray or what to pray for or how to ask for what they, or in, what their heart is, set on and things like that, or even how to ask God for direction and stuff like that. So just that's something that I'm excited about, and I don't know when. I think I want to do it before the summer's over, so that actually gives me all the way until September if
Yeah.
I'm going by the actual seasons. But yeah. So, but I think I want to do it at some point this month. But I'm working it.
Okay.
We're working it out
Yeah.
together. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
I like that idea
yeah.
of a 24-hour prayer vigil. I've done those before, but I've done prayer streams, not prayer marathon or prayer, anything of a raid train or anything like that. But
Mhm.
there's some fascinating things you could do with that. Like I could think of like a lot of ideas, like a session
Yeah.
on teaching prayer, a session on guided
Exactly.
prayer, a session
Exactly.
a session on 2 or 3 of us collabing and praying together. I mean, I could think of like a ton of different ways to be
Yeah.
able to.
A whole like intercessory prayer.
Yeah.
Um, even the was it the um I can't even think of the word that I'm looking for, but the prayer that I forgot the term that they use it, but the prayer that Jesus prayed when he was like, if you will let the nevertheless, you know what I mean? That part, the I guess the prayer of acceptance, like whatever God says
Yeah.
that you'll be able to accept,
Yeah.
right? Because it's in his will. Whether it's what you were looking for or hoping for,
Hmm.
or it's something else, if he's telling you no or wait or whatever, right? Can you accept that? You want your loved one to live, right? They're in a hospital
Yeah.
and they don't. Can you accept that? Yeah, God is a healer. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a miracle worker. But sometimes the miracle is to bring them home. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
can you accept God's will in all times? The prayer of acceptance or whatever. I can't think of the right term right now, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah.
But things like that. And then yeah, just having the space free for people to come in and just, because when we do it in real life in my church, like that's one thing my pastor says, he wants at least 2 people at the altar
Yeah.
for the whole 24 hours, right? That
Yep.
it should be covered at all times,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. When I've
whether
done prayer
whether somebody's an
vigils,
hour, yeah.
it is nicer to have more than one person there at a time. Uh, even with now the features that Twitch has, you could even have people just in the chat popping into the call to give a prayer request or to do some prayer and popping out. So you could even just have a host that would be open to people. I mean, I just keep giving you ideas. You do what God leads you to. I'm just throwing,
No, but I'm definitely, and this is why I'm saying, like, if I want him to be able to lead me to the right people to ask to be a part of this. So, like, even all those ideas that, like, everybody doesn't have to do the same thing.
Oh
You know what
no,
I mean? Like,
no.
it could be somebody like this. Like, if you do it on the Church Digital channel, you can have everybody coming in with the stream together, popping in and doing
Yep.
whatever. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. I already this morning I put my executive pastor on the spot because he was in my chat. I was like, "Yo, will you come on and be a part of this while I'm figuring it out?" And he was like, "Absolutely." And the whole chat was like, "Yo, that's crazy."
Yeah.
So yeah, it is. And there's like other streamers that I'm definitely going to be in contact with. And, if you have any people that could think of or you suggest, you could definitely, send me that information. I'll reach out to them. Or you could even reach out to them and tell them to reach out to me, like however it works.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not afraid of asking for assistance. Like I said, collaboration over competition, and I'm down to get any type of assistance as long as we are all in God's will and we all, focus on doing it, the proper way. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm definitely down with that.
I love the aspect that a lot of the Christian streamers have of being able to just pause in the middle of whatever's going on too, and just pray in the moment
That's
too.
the point, yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's the point. Like,
That's
if
yeah.
you don't do anything else, I I tell my child all the time, if I can't do anything else for you, I can pray for you.
Yeah.
And like, it's not going to be the longest. Like, I could do a long, drawn out, like dollar word filled prayer that makes you like, oh, this dude's, you know, he's got all the things on him. But I don't like. That's not what we're here for. We're supposed to get to the point. God already knows all that.
Yeah.
You ain't gotta do all that. Enjoy it out, just so you be like, "Ooh, you know how to pray." Okay. But get to the, you know what I'm saying? So like, I'll stop. I'll do it over the song. Like, I'm like, let's pull that song down. Let's pray real quick. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm like, I love that part. People, it's like the game's gonna be here. You
Yeah.
might come for the game, but you're gonna stay because because of the community and what's happening in the space. So, and I appreciate the fact that people know what you're going to get, and they all join in too. Like, they'll type in prayers in the chat for the person that asked for prayer at that same moment. You know what I mean? And I love that.
I love when the chat types in prayers as well for the person. It's just like in agreement, and even the emojis too. But I mean, taking the time to type out the words in the chat to pray over someone is just a fantastic thing. That, man, some people are so good at that.
Oh
I even in DMs at times when I get DMs for prayer requests, it's like, man, I don't know how to write a prayer to respond to you. I know how to pray for you. So I done prayed. So I'll give you the prayer emoji that I did. But to say something that feels like it's worthy to put on paper to send back to you, so you know, I was like, there's where I was like, that ain't me. That's not my giftedness, you know.
Maybe send them a voice note next time.
Oh,
as you do it.
That's a good thought. That's a good thought. Yeah. I could just voice record a prayer for him real quick.
Or voice to text. Voice to text. Just turn it on while you're praying, and whatever pops up.
Oh yeah.
In the chat box, just hit send. Like, voice to text.
Yeah.
Typos. Don't worry about it. It's a good prayer. God got it. He received it. I got the red. Imagine that, right? You send the text. We get the text and you got the red receipt. Like, I got it. He read it. I got the red receipt. Don't worry about it. You good?
Yeah. And I was just thinking, does God know what you meant when you have a typo that you send a text message prayer to him? I mean, yeah, he's got that.
He got it covered.
He's got it covered.
I love that part, man. I love the whole part of the community and loving and, just feeling the emotions that other people are feeling and feeling their feelings and just being with the people in their moments.
Yeah.
Is really what it's another thing that I really love about the family that we built here on Twitch, and who knew, what I'm saying? Because a lot of people would tell you, he's cool. He's antisocial, but he's cool. I guess. When he does talk, he got something to say, maybe.
It's so funny how many streamers I know that will talk about their introverts and all this. Like, man, that ain't how you come across. Like,
you hit end stream, it's back into that shell.
Yeah,
I'm going back into my cave right after we finish this, bro. I'm gonna need a social distance.
Yeah, I gotta say you're gonna need to have a detox.
I'm a detox, bro. For real. For real.
Well, what's funny on the opposite side of that is, me being fully extrovert, as soon as I started preaching every Sunday, I all of a sudden, for the first time in my life, needed time away from people, which I'd never experienced in my life. And
it's overwhelming. It drains you. You pour so much.
Oh yeah. It was like, oh man. So this is what everybody else has always been talking about my whole life, and I never understood. Now I get it. I need to withdraw and have solitude. All those passages where Jesus was doing that finally made sense to me. And
as he went off into a solitude space.
Yeah. Yeah, he would. Yeah, as was his custom. Like, custom? You mean that means that? How often is he doing it? It's his custom,
Every day, every few hours.
Day. Man. Now,
I'm
I
over here.
I
'Cause
could
I can
say,
imagine those 12 dudes just arguing all day too, and he's like, God, I just got to get away from this too. You know what I mean?
oh yeah.
Especially like, Pastor, who's going to be on your right side? Nah, yo, y'all figure that out. I'm going on. I'm gonna go pray and talk to I'm gonna talk to my dad. Dad, they bothering me again.
Oh my goodness, would that not have been a hilarious prayer to walk up on Jesus praying? Dad, what am I going to do with these guys?
Bothering me again.
I know you said I should have a zealot in here and a tax collector, but man, I can't sit the two of them next to each other.
You got the young guy, you got this old guy.
Oh, man.
Come on, man. and this guy don't believe anything anybody says.
And the guy over here has got his hand in the money jar. I mean, come on, man.
Got his hands in my pocket right now. Yo, Dad, he's touching me again.
Sorry, that just flashbacks there of the back seat.
Yeah. I'm not touching you.
I'm not touching you.
Oh, man. But, yeah, no, but it's true. What you said, you would, it helps not to see the people watching as an introvert. I turn off my viewer count. It's just a dash. Like,
Yeah.
I don't even care how many people are in the room anymore. You know, it was for like maybe the first few months, you're looking like, ooh, and then you're like, I ain't stressing that. I'm not stressing that. You know, whether it's 1 or 100,000, whatever, you gotta, it's gotta be the same, same tenacity. You know what I'm saying? Keep that same energy.
Absolutely. You need to be there and be who you are, regardless of how many people are there.
Exactly.
Is really now. How many people are active in the chat, and your engagement in the chat can be totally impacted by the number of people there. That's where great mods come in and help. You know.
Oh, thank God for mods.
Oh my goodness, yeah. I don't know who invented the idea of mods, but it's just a great thing. It's just fantastic. What else was I thinking I was going to add there? I don't know. I lost my train of thought. Just wanted to celebrate mods for a second because I know a lot of good ones in here in the chat today and always hanging out. Yeah, there we go. Luce is getting mod love. Yep.
Yeah.
But I think that also just goes to another point of not everyone's supposed to be the streamer. You know, some people aren't called to be the streamer. For some reason, I don't know, the church has the idea that the pastor is the most important person in the church, and I don't think it is, and I don't think it should be.
I thought Jesus was the most important person.
Yeah, I think that's what we should be thinking. You know, maybe.
My bad, that's what I thought.
Yeah. Well, you know, some say I of Paul and some of Apollos, you know, so they're, you know, I'm a Cephas, you know, so we kind of got off track kind of early on, I think, and we still.
Yes, you definitely need to pray for your pastor. You gotta keep him lifted up. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Whether you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You agree with everything, or if you have, you know, because you want to make sure that your leader is sound and all of that stuff.
Yeah, pastors need more love and prayers than most people realize.
Mm-hmm. So they do a lot. It's really draining, especially when you're taking on so many people's burdens. You know what I mean? And everybody's got an issue with it. You got people that are, you know, hating on you. They want to see you fail. You know what I mean? They don't like you or whatever. So you have. It's like it's overwhelming. It's a lot that if they have wives and families and stuff, then you got that tug, and you have to pray for their family because they have to be understanding that they're following a call of God. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, keep your pastors and your leaders covered in prayer. You know what I mean? And that the Lord will just continue to give them insight and clarity, you know, discernment, the strength to do what they have to do, stick-to-itiveness, the strength, you know what I'm saying, the courage, all the things, you know what I'm saying? So, Yeah, and that they, stay in the word and that they doing what they need to do, because it's a lot of responsibility
Well,
for.
yeah, and it's often lonely and discouraging because most people, sure, they'll say afterwards, "Hey, great sermon, pastor," but not really any details about what did that mean and why
Yeah,
was
you
it
got
great and what are
flipping
you
on
going
them.
to
Yes.
do about
So
it?
what was great about it?
Right.
And
But
then they're like,
yeah, but if you did something wrong, oh, everybody
oh yeah,
knows
they know all the details.
and all the details about everything. Oh yeah. Well, it's one reason why I started uh, the Monday after Easter. I do a prayer for pastors stream. So I ask people, tell me the name of your pastor. We're going to pray for him. We're going to pray because that to me that is the Mondays. I don't know if you know this. Mondays are the most dangerous day for pastors. If pastors are going to self harm, it's most likely to happen on Monday. So I've always tried to protect myself of not having a day off on Monday so I can feel sorry for myself if things didn't go the way I thought they should have.
Mhm.
I would have my meetings. I would focus on next week. God, focus my eyes to the next thing I'm supposed to be doing, not the thing I didn't feel was my success because it shouldn't have been my success anyway. And
Right.
that's been helpful. But I know that struggle of, oh, it's Monday. I got to start over again. It's Monday. Nobody's doing anything that we talked about doing. They're just going on with life, and I got to bring it again next week, and it's
Put on
again
the
and
just door.
yeah. So if Mondays are the most dangerous day, then the Monday after Easter seems to me to probably be the most dangerous day of the whole year for a pastor to feel like they're a failure. I thought we'd have had 500 more people at our service because I don't know why. We had a great advertising campaign. We should have had 5 more people come up the altar call than we did. We should have had whatever it is. Oh, the church down the road had twice as many people. There's so many ways to compare yourself and feel like a failure. Uh, and to me, sometimes that's, well, I saw Jesus, I got out of the boat. Now I'm following Jesus, but now I'm looking at all the other guys in the boat, and
Mm.
I took my eyes off Jesus. So, yeah, it'll be a while before the next one of those. But you're just talking about prayer and doing that, praying for pastors. That's one thing maybe I should do it more often, but the rhythm of it, I haven't figured out to do it on a regular basis, but I figured out I can do it that day. I can set that aside. That's part of what I do now at a regular thing is the Monday after Easter, pastors need prayer.
Amen. Amen. Even if one comes, heaven rejoices. That's real talk stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Jealousy and comparison makes people bitter towards you. Yep. Love them anyway. Absolutely. Any other last thoughts? Anything we haven't covered, talked about?
I don't know. We talked about a lot, so I think I don't know what exactly else you think we missed, but I think, it was a cool conversation.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hope people got a little insight and they got some chuckles and,
If
they
you
were
if you can
entertained.
watch my streams all the way through with a straight face, I don't know what your sense of humor is. I mean,
Yeah, because I know I can't. Because even the voices alone sometimes just have me laughing. Oh, that's what I wanted to say. Every time you do like the inflections,
yeah.
it reminds me of Seinfeld,
Oh
a
yeah.
Seinfeld episode.
Yes.
Like, is that on purpose? Like, no, yes, no, because it's like,
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
exactly. Like, I'm like, this dude sounds just like Seinfeld.
There is somewhere in there a clip that's flat cap dapper Seinfeld that my stream made a long time ago. I don't know how that really started or whatever, but I just noticed every once in a while I can just go into Jerry Seinfeld, and it's not that there's anything wrong with that. I mean, it's okay. I'm not a comedian. I just play one on Twitch. So
Not that there's anything wrong with that. That show was so funny though. I kind of miss Seinfeld, but yeah. I had to say that in person. I needed you to hear me say that. Flat cap,
Jerry Pastor.
flat cap, Jerry Pastor.
Well,
Oh man.
well, I have a theater background, and so I always played with voices, and I always loved comedians that did voices of other people. So that to me has always been the highest form of comedy, is to take and be someone else in their voice and portray it that way. So I would just sit in the car and practice different comedians' voices and other voices, trying to do those all the time, to mimic those. And I also would do that with singing. I always thought one of the funniest things to do at karaoke would be to randomly spin a name of a person that you need to sing in the voice of. So maybe this is going to be Pee Wee Herman. Ha, ha, ha. And so you're going to have to sing a song as Pee Wee Herman, or Arnold Schwarzenegger. I haven't done him in a long time, but you'd spin the wheel and you get a voice that you have to sing the song in. Now there's AI that can do all of these things. And I mean, like, if I could have put these together and had a production team, I could have made money. Now AI is just going to steal all my ideas of.
Lucis, I did not feel it. My wife and daughter was talking about it
Oh, I didn't hear about that.
on Sunday, but I didn't.
Was it a big one or?
I don't even know. I don't even know. Like I did not. I ain't feel anything.
Okay.
So we need an example of this singing for science, of course.
Oh,
It was in New Jersey. Yeah, they're usually in Jersey and come over this part. Jersey, there's a fault in Jersey that we feel in New York. We also can feel it if it's down in they said we felt one that was in DC or something like that, and we felt it up here. But yeah, anyway.
yeah, I don't think that's anything I ever felt. But yeah, like I say, I've always kind of taken this approach, and my wife can attest to this, is I will say something, I'll do voices, I'll do whatever else, and she's like, "You trying to be funny?" I go, "I'm just entertaining myself. If you're entertained, that's a blessing. If you're not, I wasn't trying to." Like, I would just sit in the back of class and talk out loud and say things, and I'd try to get the people next to me to laugh, but if they didn't, I didn't care. I was laughing about whatever I had to say anyway. So I just said it out loud instead of saying it quietly. That's the only difference, is I'll say it out loud. Everyone else is thinking it quietly, and I say it out loud to see if anyone laughs. What was really bad is I had Hebrew class. So after first semester, I had to switch professors, and so I dropped it and I had to retake it. So I was auditing the fall class before going into spring class to take the second semester. So I'm sitting in the back of class, and I don't have to do the work. I'm just trying to get caught up. I'm trying to make sure I know what's going on, the teacher's teaching style. And we're probably 10 weeks into the class, and the professor looks and goes, "So would you like to share that with the rest of the class?" And I'm like, oh. So you've heard everything I've been commenting in the back of the class for the last 10 weeks, and you finally called me out to share with the whole class instead of just commenting to my 2-3 friends next to me. Okay, I feel about this big, but sure, I'll share with the rest of the class. You called me out. I'll share with everybody. It was funny. So
Did everybody else find it funny?
my friends gave me a hard time after class about that. Like, "Oh, she called you out." Like, yep, but we're all good. We're all good.
Every time I saw you, I would have been like, "Would you like to share with the class?" that would have been you for the rest of the semester. You would have been.
Would you like to share with the rest of the class?
Yes.
Like,
yo, would you like to share?
Well, nowadays, what I might do, if that was a friend of mine, is buy him a T-shirt that says, "Would you like to share with the rest of the class?"
Oh, man. That's funny.
Oh, yeah. See, this is, I don't like I don't go into a stream planning to tell any jokes or any of those things. They are just whatever happens, whatever voices happen. Half the time, I really like to do condescending voices for the people when they're complaining to God. I just feels true and honest to me.
It's the whiny little kid that
Yeah.
gets me all the time.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell us why we can't do that? I'm like, yo, this dude is killing me right now.
Well, I should say, I have done some voices from the pulpit, but not the same level of what I do on stream.
Oh yeah, you are. This is so much freer.
Yes, it's so
I
free.
can imagine the response if you did it from the pulpit. They would be like, "This dude needs to be."
Yeah, he's disrespecting the Bible. Like, no, I'm not. I'm trying to help you see it. Yes.
Yes, Vigil. Like, see what I'm saying. You gotta
Yeah.
see it. You know what I mean? And like, yeah, that's why I was shout out to DJI, who just had her Bible-thon.
Oh yeah.
And she was playing from the Street Lights, the audio Bible. And it was so dramatic.
Yeah.
And there was music in the background. And I was like, this is interesting, right? It's not the normal, because, in the Bible app, depending on what version you have a specific voice for that version.
Yeah.
And some of them are just like, I'll just read it myself. I can't take your voice right now. You know what I mean? But when she did that, it was entertaining. Like, you could see the story.
Oh
right?
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well,
At many times as you read these stories in the Bible, like, depending on who's saying it and how they're saying it, like,
but they were meant to be read out loud. They were meant to be listened to, not read silently in your head.
Yourself. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it needs to be vocalized. It needs to have inflection. It needs to have all that instead of
to life.
Yeah. The monotone reading of scripture has never blessed anyone. Well, I shouldn't say never blessed anyone. I shouldn't be that. It in itself from the reading isn't a blessing. The words themselves from God are. So just to clarify that.
The word of God is already.
The word of God is the blessing, not the presentation of.
Not the presenter though, because they definitely were not.
All right. Well, let's wrap this up. Let's find someone to raid out to. Do you have any suggestions?
Nobody that I can see is on. I don't see any. Boop boop boop. Professor Reggie Miles. He's playing gospel. I could send you the.
I got it.
You know Professor Pro?
Yeah, I know. Yep. I haven't followed him with theChurch.digital, but I'm following with my channel. So.
All right, cool.
So yeah, we can raid out over there.
It's got a lot of people over there too. So, I mean, yeah, I don't see anybody else.
Says 2 for Tuesday. Let's praise and worship God together. Sounds good.
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's do that. We'll start it up. Well, thank you everybody for being here. Thank you for the raid earlier this morning too. Raiding over to my channel, and then
of course that was the plan. As soon as you said, that's why I said Tuesdays.
Yeah,
because I don't have, I'm not fixed on going anywhere.
Yeah,
but like Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, I have dedicated to specific, people that I'm going to. Like Monday, I go directly to DJ Prophet.
Okay.
Thursdays, I go to DJ Miss Classy, but Wednesdays, I'm on Soul to Soul, which is a raid train. So they tell me who I'm going to.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
But
that's awesome.
Thanks for having me, man. This was fun.
Oh yeah. I'm glad. Like I said, I love chatting with people. I want to encourage other people in where they're doing things, and then also spread the word to the church at large that God is at work in digital spaces, and He's at work in gaming, And so you can either try to say, no, it's not the right way and we're not going to the Ninevites, or you can get on board with all of us Jonahs who were going because God done told us to. So there we go. There's my pitch.
Oh, man. Get on the boat.
That's right. Go to Nineveh. Don't get on the boat and stay in the church. Go where God tells you. All right. Thank you, everybody. We should be rating out. Have a blessed, blessed day.